In the vast library of the PlayStation 2, there exists a game that feels more like a whispered rumor than a widely shared memory. The Rule of Rose. A game wrapped in controversy, misunderstood upon release, and now a cult classic worth revisiting. But behind its haunting atmosphere lies a troubled production, a complex narrative, and a legacy shaped as much by scandal as by substance. Well, hello there everyone. My name is Falcon, and welcome to What Am I Watching? It is my pleasure to be your narrator this evening. Rule of Rose was developed by Punchline, a relatively obscure Japanese studio, and published by Atlus in Japan and 505 Games in Europe. Headed by Yutaka Saito, known for Seaman, Punchline set out to create a horror game that diverged from traditional scares. Instead, they focused on psychological dread, drawing inspiration from European fairy tales, Lord of the Flies, and even Lolita. Development for the game was anything but smooth. Sony initially supported the project, but grew cold feet due to the game's content. Themes of child cruelty, implied abuse, and trauma were already risky, more so coming off the backs of the moral panic about violence in video games. In the United States, it was Atlus USA who ultimately published the video game in 2006, but even they kept it on the down low. Technical limitations plagued the game too. The second-generation PlayStation was aging, and Punchline's ambition to create a deeply symbolic and emotionally disturbing narrative didn't match the budget or manpower that they had. At the center of Rule of Rose is Jennifer, a young woman who finds herself trapped in a surreal orphanage ruled by a sadistic group of children. The narrative unfolds in fragmented and dreamlike sequences as Jennifer revisits her respected childhood traumas. The game doesn't spoon-feed you the plot. You must piece it together through symbolism, twisted set design, and cryptic dialogue. Each chapter reflects an emotional trial, loss, betrayal, loneliness, and more. The children, often portrayed with grotesque cruelty, aren't villains in the traditional sense. They're victims of neglect, pain, and jealousy. It's not horror born from the supernatural. It's the horror of memory, of being unloved. There's also Brown, Jennifer's loyal dog, a mechanic that both adds emotional weight and gameplay functionality. Brown can sniff out items, but more importantly, he's Jennifer's only friend in a world of constant betrayal. His presence grounds the player emotionally in a game that often feels like falling through a fever dream. Before the game even hit shelves in Europe, tabloids had already launched a full-blown moral panic. In Italy and the UK, headlines claimed that the game encouraged child abuse and even simulated sexual violence, even though no such content existed explicitly in the game. Politicians called for bans, stores pulled it off of shelves, in some countries it was outright denied a release, and all of this before most people had even played it. Critics at the time weren't kind either. Many reviewers focused on the clunky combat, slow pacing, and archaic design, which, to be honest, can be fair criticisms. But they also ignored or missed the thematic depth. The nuance was lost in translation. Games like Silent Hill 2, Pathologic, and Yume Nikki are now praised for their dreamlike logic and emotional horror. Rule of Rose belongs in that same conversation. Rule of Rose is a game about memory, loss, and a dark side of childhood that we don't talk about. It's uncomfortable and often messy, and undeniably unique. In the end, it's not just a horror game. It's a tragedy told through a child's eyes. If you ever get the chance to play it, I implore you, please do. Or at least watch someone else descend into its world. Just don't expect to come out unscathed. I want to thank you for making it this far into the video. If you enjoyed it, The best thing you can do for a growing channel like mine is to like and subscribe. If you had any suggestions for a future video, please leave it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Headed by Yutaka Saito, known for Seaman. Known for Seaman. Seaman. And the dark side of childhood that we don't often talk about. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. And you're gonna eat right now. Of course you're gonna eat right now. Why wouldn't you? Oh my god, you're lucky I love you.